Okay, in this video we'll learn about linear regression using Boston housing dataset. Okay, let's see the steps. The first step is that in any program that you do is that you have to import the libraries. So we import pandas as PD, numpy as np, then the matplotlib.py plot as plt for your graphical figures and seaborn as SNS, and we are going to take the dataset of load import load Boston from sklearn.dataset. And first step is that we are going to have load Boston in Boston, and then we see the dataset using boston.descr. So you get a description of the entire dataset. So Boston dataset has got around 506 rows and 13 features. So the features are as CRIM, what is the crime rate in the town, and then you have ZN, Indus, and CAS, and then you have something called RM, that is the average number of rooms per dwelling, the age of the building, and what is the tax, and all this stuff. So, and also LS stat, that is a percentage of lower status of the population. So with all these features you have to predict the price of the house. So that's all. And this Boston has got keys like your data, targets, feature name, description that we saw just now, and the file name. So your target is going to have the price of your data. So first see the feature name, which is generally your column of your data set. So Boston dot feature underscore names. So we got all the feature names. Now we just form the data frame of your data. So pd dot data frame and then Boston dot data, and we are passing this into BS. Next we will see the first 5 rows of the BS data frame. So we got bs.head and we got all the 5 rows, but here you can see the column name is starting with 0, 1, 2 till 12, that means 13 columns. So we need to give the name of these columns instead of 0, 1, 2, 3. So we already know that your features underscore name has got the column name. So bs.columns equal to Boston.feature names. Now when you give this, your column is going to have the names of the feature. So bs.head, now you can see that all the column has got the names. Next what we need to do is that we have to add one more column with the name price, which is okay. So first see what is your target. Target is having the value of price, and it is also 506 instances. So bs price is equal to Boston.target, and bs.head we are going to see the data frame with another new member of the column named price. So using these column we have to predict the last column, that is your price of the house. So that is the main work that we have to do. Now in order to find out if any of the feature is having a null value or missing value, we can use bs.info method, where we will get the entire information of your data frame. So here you have got 506 rows and 14 columns, including your price column, and all the column you see, all the features has got the same number of rows which are non-null. That means you don't have any missing value in any of the features. Next let us describe your data frame here. So bs.describe will give your entire description, statistical description of your data set that you have, where you get your minimum and the maximum value, mean, standard deviation, and count. So let's see the maximum price of the house is 50. I'll just tell it dollar, definitely is the Boston. So $50 and the minimum price was $5. It's like it's a very old data, and that's all. So we'll do some sort of exploratory data analysis on your data set because we need to get our hands dirty in the data set. So we are going to use a pair plot where all the features are going to be mapped with all the other features. So this is going to be very messy out here. So what we can do, we are mainly concerned with the price. So if you double click on this, and we will go directly to the price and check out which are the features are going to directly or indirectly or is not going to affect your price. So here you have a price, and if you see this, your crime, if there are 0 crime, your price varies from from something around 8 till $50, and but your positive correlation you can see on this value with the price, and your RM, that is the number of rooms, has a positive correlation. Similarly, if you see this scatter plot, you might find out that LS stat has a negative correlation. That means if the location has lower status people, then in those locations your price will be reducing, so your price of the house will be less. Next, we draw the distribution plot with respect to the price, and we can find out that from 20 to around 25 you have your maximum price value. You can see a peak out here, and very nice graph is there. Next, we want to find out the correlation among the different features in the data frame. So we use bs.core method, and we see that the correlation among price with the different values, where negative value shows a negative correlation. So this is 0.36. So 0.36 is Zn. So that has an effect on the price, whereas the maximum effect will be on 0.69. So I think this is number of rooms. So number of rooms has a positive correlation on your price. So more the number of rooms, the price will be more. Even this has certain positive impact, that is your B. B means let me see what is this feature. B is the proportion of the black. So that has a positive correlation with your price. Next, we will plot the LM plot to check out how your regression line is a good fit with your data. And when you draw this with respect to your number of rooms and the price, we found that most of the points are not covered by this straight line. That means definitely linear regression is not going to be helpful to you when you are going to predict the price of this data set. So next step is that we are going to train a linear regression model. So we divide this into X, that is all the features except the price. So bs.drop, we are going to drop the price here. X is equal to 1 means that indicates column, and y equal to bs price, because that is what we need to predict. So once you have X and Y, we are going to split that into train test split from sklearn.model selection. So you have got X train X test, Y train Y test equal to train test split, and we pass X and Y, and test size is the number of data set that you want to test, that is 30% of 506 you want to put aside for testing, and remaining will be used for training your model. Next, we are going to creating the model and training the model. So we are going to import linear regression from sklearn.linear model, make an object of the linear regression, then we are going to fit the X train and Y train with the model, and once that is done, we can predict the value y predict using the x test in the model. Now let us evaluate the model. So we will find the lm dot intercept, okay, because in linear regression I'm not getting into the theory part. It is like equation of a straight line y equal to mx plus c. So where m is the slope and c is the intercept. So you got your value of c, and then the coefficient is the value of m, because if you have 13 features, then you have 13 coefficient as well. Okay, so you can print the coefficient as lm dot coef underscore. So you get all your different coefficients, and let us put in a data frame and plot this and display this. So you can find certain values like this. So what we can understand, I'll just tell you one of the examples. Suppose we have something called Rm 4.057. So that is a coefficient. So we can understand for 1 unit of increase in Rm, your price of the house is going to increase by $4.057. So that is how it is interpreted. Now if you plot the y test and the prediction, you see the plot is in a linear fashion, but not totally linear in the sense. Okay, so somewhere your prediction is not very much okay and not very bad. It's like that. And then we plot the residual plot, SNS dot dist plot, and y test minus y predict comma bins is 50. So you got a fair plot, and then we are going to evaluate the model. So you have to import the metrics from sklearn, and then there are 3 metrics that we are going to use. That is MAE, that is your, I'm going to just zoom in. So you have your MAE, that is your mean absolute error, and then mean squared error, and RMSE, that is your root mean squared error. So when we print all these 3 values with your y test and y predict, we got a MAE of 3.16. so that is not a very good value. So you have a lot of errors in your prediction. And so here you can understand your linear regression doesn't work very well with this data set. So that's all guys for this video. And if you like this video, do comment and share this video and subscribe to my channel.